It is 2 in the morning. The house is completely quiet. Everyone else is asleep. And your brain is running at full speed. You are replaying a conversation from 3 days ago. You are worrying about something that probably will not happen. You are feeling things you did not have time to feel during the day. If this is familiar to you, if the night is when your mind truly comes alive, this video is going to explain something important. Not just why this happens, but what it actually says about the kind of person you are. Because thinking too much at night is not a problem to be fixed. It is a signal worth understanding. There is a particular kind of exhaustion that belongs only to people who think too much at night. It is not physical tiredness. It is the exhaustion of a mind that genuinely cannot stop. And what makes it especially frustrating is that you cannot explain it to people who do not experience it. You cannot tell someone that you were up until 3 in the morning thinking about a conversation from last Tuesday and have them truly understand why. Most people will just tell you to stop overthinking, to try breathing exercises, but they do not address what is actually happening inside a mind like yours. Today we are going to do that instead. Because here is what most people who think too much at night never find out about themselves. The very thing that keeps them awake is also one of the most remarkable things about them. This is not a figure of speech. Research in cognitive neuroscience consistently shows that certain people experience a measurable increase in neural connectivity during nighttime hours. For these individuals, the brain's default mode network, the system responsible for self-reflection and deep processing, becomes significantly more active after dark. During the day, the brain is busy managing tasks and responding to demands. But at night, when those demands fall away, the deeper processing begins. Your mind is not malfunctioning when it races at 2 in the morning. It is doing what it was built to do: processing, connecting, reflecting. At the time of day when it finally has the space to do it. You said something this morning, and by 10 o'clock at night, you are still turning it over. Not because you are neurotic, because you care deeply about getting things right. People who replay conversations are not stuck in the past. They are trying to understand it. Research on rumination shows that people who mentally replay social interactions tend to score significantly higher on measures of empathy and emotional intelligence than those who do not. You are not replaying the conversation because something is wrong with you. You are replaying it because you are someone who takes your relationships seriously enough to examine them. That is not a flaw. That is a form of care that most people are simply not capable of. Now, this next one is the trait that causes the most suffering for people who think too much at night, and also the one that is most deeply misunderstood. It starts as a small thought, a bill you forgot to check, a tone in someone's voice that seemed off. And by 2 in the morning, it has expanded into something enormous and seemingly unsolvable. This is called catastrophic thinking, and it is extraordinarily common in people with highly active minds. Here is what most people do not know about it. Catastrophic thinking at night is almost never about the thing you are catastrophizing about. It is your nervous system attempting to process unresolved uncertainty. Your brain does not like loose ends. When it cannot resolve something during the day because life is too busy, it returns to it at night and amplifies it. Not to torture you, but to force you to finally deal with it. The worry is a messenger. The question is what it is trying to tell you. This is perhaps the most important thing on this list. During the day you function, you manage, you handle what needs to be handled, you are capable and present, and you get things done. But there are feelings underneath all of that. Grief, longing, frustration, love, fear. That the day never gives you enough space to actually feel. And so they wait. They wait until the house is quiet and the lights are off and there is nothing left to do, and then they surface. Not violently, quietly, as a heaviness, as a restlessness, as the vague but persistent sense that something inside you needs attention that it has not been getting. People who experience this are not emotionally unstable. They are emotionally deep. The feelings are there because they are real and important. The night is simply the only time they can finally be heard. And this leads directly to the final trait, which reframes everything we have talked about so far in a way that might genuinely change how you see yourself. The world is built for people who live primarily on the surface. Fast responses, quick decisions, constant activity. And if you are someone with a deep inner world, someone who needs time to reflect and sit with complexity, the modern day simply does not accommodate you. It never slows down enough. So your inner world waits for the night. And at night, it expands into all the space the day refused to give it. Your thoughts, your feelings, your questions, all of it comes alive after dark because that is the only time it is allowed to. This is not a disorder. This is a temperament. And throughout human history, the people who thought most deeply and understood themselves most profoundly were almost always the ones who did their best living after everyone else had gone to sleep. For many people, this pattern goes back further than they realize. Sensitivity, depth, and a tendency toward internal reflection often run in families. If you think too much at night, there is a reasonable chance that a parent or grandparent did too, that they lay awake with their own versions of the same thoughts, that they too carried more inside than the day ever gave them room to express. These traits are not random. They are inherited, and they have always belonged to the people who felt things most fully. And here is what matters most about everything we have just covered. Understanding why your mind works this way is the beginning of working with it instead of against it. Awareness is where everything starts. Simply noticing, when the thoughts begin at night, that this is not your mind breaking down, but your mind doing what it does, that noticing already changes the relationship you have with it. Instead of fighting it, try meeting it. Keep something beside your bed to write in. When a thought comes that will not leave, write it down, not to solve it, just to acknowledge it. Tell your mind you have heard it and you will return to it tomorrow. For the emotions that surface in the quiet, try giving them a few minutes of honest attention before they have to fight for it at 2 a.m. A short walk alone, 5 minutes of stillness before the house wakes up. Small, quiet spaces where your inner world is welcome before the day takes over. You are not someone who thinks too much. You are someone who feels deeply in a world that rarely slows down enough to honor that. The night is not your enemy. It is the only honest conversation you have with yourself all day. If this video felt like it was written about you, share it with someone who would recognize themselves in it too. And if you want to understand yourself and grow a little more every single week, subscribe to Mindra Explained. It is completely free and there is something new every week made just for you. See you next time.